This podcast is brought to you by Liminal MarTech. Liminal is the first Portuguese company specialized in strategic consulting and marketing operations. If you want to grow your business and deliver better customer experiences with marketing technologies, such as CRM, automation, and BI, go to www.liminal.pt and find out how. www.liminal.pt to know Salesforce, HubSpot, Zoho, or Apple Market Solutions. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're going to be tackling something that's got everyone talking, Generative Engine Optimization, GEO. You probably heard about it.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to break it down for you so you can get ahead of the curve and not get left behind in the AI search revolution.
It's a game changer, for sure. Like, think about how you use ChatGPT now, or even Google.
Right.
They're not just giving you links anymore, they're giving you synthesized answers. They're pulling information together in a whole new way.
That's exactly why we're doing this deep dive. We've got all the research, all the notes right here, and we're going to break down exactly what it means for you. Because if your content isn't optimized for these AI engines, you're basically shouting into the void.
Yeah.
Nobody, not even the smartest AI, is going to hear you.
That's a great way to put it. So, let's start with the million-dollar question. What exactly is GEO?
Yeah, lay it on us. Is this something totally brand new, or is it building on what we already know?
Well, it is definitely related to SEO, but think of it as like SEO 2.0 or, maybe even the next evolution. So instead of just trying to rank on Google's search page, now we're trying to actually get our content used by these generative AI engines. They're the ones that are pulling the information from the web to answer people's questions.
So it's less about playing the algorithm game and more about making sure our content is actually the best answer out there.
Exactly. It's like shifting from trying to impress a robot to actually like being helpful to real people.
Right.
Through AI, of course.
Right. Which honestly is how it should be anyway. Right.
Exactly.
Okay, so that makes sense. But how different is it really? Can we still use our SEO playbook, or do we have to throw it out the window and start from scratch?
Well, the good news is you don't have to trash everything you know about SEO.
Yeah.
A lot of the best practices still apply. Like, think about clear writing, well-structured content, using credible sources. But now we have to think about how an AI actually reads and understands our content.
It's like we have to learn a whole new language almost. How to speak AI.
Exactly. Imagine you're an AI and you're scanning thousands of web pages,
Right.
trying to answer a user's question. What would make your life easier?
Something well organized and easy to digest.
Yes.
Like no walls of text.
Bingo. AI loves structure. So we're talking like clear headings that tell the AI exactly what each section is about, bullet points that highlight those key takeaways, concise paragraphs that are easy to scan.
And that sounds pretty similar to what we do for SEO already though, right? Short paragraphs, clear headings, all that jazz.
Right. But here's where it gets even more interesting. AI loves citations.
Oh, okay.
Think of it like an academic paper. The more you can back up your claims with credible sources, the more trustworthy you appear.
So it's not just about saying something's true, but showing why it's true.
Yes.
Okay. I could see how that would be important for building that trust.
Exactly. And remember what Google's been saying forever. EEAT. Experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. That's what AI is looking for too.
Okay. So citations, sources, it's all starting to make sense. What about some specific examples though? Like if I'm doing a blog post versus a video, would I do citations differently?
Yeah, that's a great question. So let's say you're writing a blog post about the benefits of a plant-based diet. You can link directly to scientific studies from reputable organizations, like Harvard School of Public Health or the World Health Organization. That way the AI knows you're not just making stuff up.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about for something more visual? Like if I'm doing a video, can you even cite sources in a video?
Absolutely. So imagine you're doing a video about sustainable fashion. You could have interviews with experts in the field.
Right.
So a textile designer who is using recycled materials or an environmental scientist who can talk about the impact of fast fashion.
Oh, so you're weaving those voices into the video itself.
Exactly.
So that shows the AI that you've done your homework.
Exactly. And you can even include on-screen text with their names and credentials. Think of it as footnotes for your video.
Okay, that's super clever. So it's not just about those little numbers at the bottom of the page anymore.
Yeah.
It's about really showcasing your expertise in a way that the AI can understand.
Exactly. And the beauty is if you're doing this for AI, you're also making your content more valuable to the human audience too.
That's what I love about all this. It's not just about tricking the system anymore. It's about creating content that's actually helpful, that's informative.
Right.
So we've talked about kind of the basics of GEO, how it
Mm,
differs from traditional SEO. We even touched upon citations and how to use them effectively.
yeah.
But how do we actually start optimizing our content? Like, what are the steps we need to take?
Now let's get into like the nitty-gritty
Okay.
of how to actually start optimizing your content
Yes.
for GEO.
Give me the tools. I'll build the GEO
All
empire.
right, let's do it. So first things first, remember AI thrives on structure. We talked about headings, bullet points, but there's another layer to this, structured data.
Okay.
Think of it as like the backbone of your content.
Okay.
That helps the AI understand the relationship between like all these different pieces of information.
Okay. Structured data. That rings a bell. Isn't that something we use for SEO too?
Yes.
Like schema markup and all that.
You got it. So schema markup is a type of structured data
Right.
that helps search engines understand, the context of your content. But it's even more crucial for AI because it provides that extra layer of meaning.
So we're giving the AI a cheat sheet to understand what our content's really about.
Precisely. And the great thing is there are tons of schema markup options available,
Oh,
depending on like what type of content you're creating.
like what? Give me an example.
Okay, so let's say you're a restaurant owner.
Yeah.
You could use schema markup to specify like your opening hours,
Okay.
your menu items, even customer reviews.
Nice.
That way, when someone asks their AI assistant, like, what's a good Italian restaurant near me that's open late,
Right. Okay.
the AI can instantly pull up your information.
Amazing. So structured data is going to help us stand out in that like sea of search results.
Yes.
What else should we be thinking about when we're optimizing for GEO?
Well, content quality is key. So, like, it's not just about using the right keywords or having a perfectly structured page. You actually have to, like, deliver valuable, insightful information that answers user questions thoroughly and accurately.
Okay, so no more keyword stuffing or fluffing up the word count just to please the algorithm.
Exactly. Remember those days where you would like search for a recipe and you have to scroll through like paragraphs
Yeah.
about the author's grandmother's secret ingredient before you actually got to the recipe?
So frustrating.
AI can see right through that. It wants like meaty, informative content that gets straight to the point. And guess what? That's exactly what your human audience wants too.
Again, win-win.
Exactly. And the best part is if you focus on creating like high quality content that genuinely serves your audience, you're naturally going to rank higher in search anyway,
Right.
regardless of whether it's traditional SEO or AI powered search.
Okay, so quality over quantity, always.
Got it.
Now, we were talking about citations earlier and how to use them effectively. Is there anything else we can do to like boost our content's trustworthiness in the eyes of AI?
Yeah. Well, remember, it's all about EET, experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. And one way to do that is to incorporate like expert quotes.
Oh, interesting. So like bring in the big guns to back up our claims.
Exactly. So let's say you're writing about the benefits of meditation.
Okay.
Instead of just stating the facts, you could quote like a renowned neuroscientist.
Right.
Who has, studied the effects of meditation on the brain. And that instantly adds like a layer of credibility.
It's kind of like having like a celebrity endorsement for our content.
You could say that. And the great thing is, expert quotes don't just boost your trustworthiness for AI, they make your content more engaging for human readers too.
Double whammy of awesome. I love it. Okay, we've got structured data, high quality content, expert quotes.
Yeah.
What about voice search? Where does that fit into the world of GEO?
Well, voice search is a great example of how AI is already changing the way we search for information,
Right.
right? People are using like voice assistants, like Siri, Alexa, to find what they need online. And
Yeah.
guess what? Those are powered by AI.
Okay, so we need to think about how people actually speak
Yes.
when we're writing our content.
Exactly. So people tend to use like more natural conversational language when they're speaking, right? They ask questions, they use like longer phrases, they might even throw in some slang.
Okay.
So instead of, targeting a keyword like best pizza NYC,
Right.
we might want to optimize for a phrase like, hey Siri, where can I find a slice of amazing pizza in New York City?
Got it. And when people are using voice search, they probably want like really quick, concise answers.
Exactly.
They're not going to listen to a 5-minute lecture.
Exactly. Keep it short, keep it sweet, deliver the most relevant information up front. Think about like how you would answer a friend's question in a casual conversation.
Okay, I think I'm starting to get the hang of this. So we've got structured data, we've got high-quality content, expert quotes, and now voice search optimization. Anything
One
else?
more thing, visuals.
Wait, visuals. I thought we were talking about, like, text content and AI.
AI is getting smarter every day. It's no longer limited to just understanding text. It can analyze images, videos, even infographics.
Okay, so even though our content might be primarily text, we should still be thinking about visuals and how to make it more appealing.
Exactly. So let's say you're writing a blog post about the history of Paris. Why not include a timeline infographic
Right.
that like highlights key events or embed a video tour of the Eiffel Tower? Not only will that like engage your human readers, it will also give the AI more data points to like really understand what your content is about.
So it's about creating a richer experience, whether
Yes.
you're a human or an AI.
Exactly. And remember, all of this structured data, quality content, expert quotes, voice search optimization, visual, it's not just about ticking boxes for some algorithm. It's about creating content that's genuinely valuable
Right.
and engaging for everyone.
I love that. It's like AI is pushing us to be better communicators overall.
It is, and that's a good thing.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive into GEO. But before we wrap things up, I want to address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
So we've talked about all these great things we can do, but how do we know if it's working? How do we measure success with GEO?
That's a great question. And honestly, it's one of the biggest challenges with GEO right now
Right.
because it's such a new field. There aren't a ton of tools out there
Right.
that are like specifically designed to measure your success with AI generative engines.
So is it all just like guesswork at this point?
Yeah.
How do we know if we're on the right track?
Not necessarily. There are some tools emerging that can help you get a sense of like how AI friendly your content is. For example, HubSpot has an AI search grader.
Oh, okay.
That's like a fantastic resource.
Tell me more about this.
It's super easy to use. All you have to do is drop in the URL of your website
Mm.
or a specific piece of content, and the AI search grader will analyze it
Mhm.
based on, key GEO factors.
Right.
So it'll tell you like how well structured your content is,
Okay.
how clear and concise your writing is, and even like how authoritative your sources are.
So it's like a personal GEO coach pointing out areas where we can improve. I love that. Does it give you recommendations too?
Absolutely. So it'll give you like personalized suggestions on like
Right.
how to optimize your content from, tweaking your headings and subheadings to like adding more relevant citations, incorporating visuals.
This is amazing. Where can our listeners find this magical tool?
You can find it directly on HubSpot's website. We'll
Yep.
also include a link in the show notes so you can check it out after this deep dive.
Perfect. I know I'll be checking it out for sure.
Yeah.
This is so helpful. I feel like we're really starting to demystify GEO and make it feel like less intimidating.
Yeah.
But I know some people listening right now might still be feeling a little overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So is there a way we can like break this down into some key takeaways
Mm.
that our listeners can start implementing right away?
Absolutely. The most important thing is to remember that GEO is not about replacing traditional SEO. It's about enhancing it.
Got it.
So don't throw out all your hard-earned SEO knowledge just yet.
So keep doing all the good stuff we're already doing for SEO.
Yes.
But just start adding in these GEO elements that we've been talking about.
Exactly. And as you're creating content, always keep like both audiences in mind.
Okay.
Your human audience and your AI audience.
Right.
Ask yourself, is this content clear, concise, and easy to understand? Is it well structured? Is it visually appealing? And most importantly, is it providing like genuine value to my audience?
Got it. Serve your audience first, and the rest will follow.
You nailed it. And, don't be afraid to experiment.
Right.
Trying new things. The world of GEO is still evolving, so there's a lot of room for creativity
Right.
and innovation. The key is to just stay curious, stay adaptable, and never stop learning.
Okay. That's fantastic advice. We've covered so much today, from the basics of GEO to really actionable tips we can use to optimize our content. But before we wrap up, I have one last question for you. You know how Google has been really pushing EEAT lately?
Experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness.
Right, exactly. It's
Yeah.
like everywhere you look in SEO right now. How do you think that's going to play out in the world of GEO? Do you think trustworthiness is going to become even more important?
That's a great question. And honestly, I think trustworthiness is going to be absolutely paramount in this age of like AI-powered search.
Okay.
Think about it. When you ask your voice assistant a question, you're essentially trusting that AI to give you accurate information.
And we're already seeing that. Just look at what's happening with Google's search quality rater guidelines.
Hmm.
They're putting a huge emphasis on things like the credibility of the author, the accuracy of the information, the trustworthiness of the website.
Exactly. And I think that trend is only going to continue. As AI becomes more and more sophisticated, it's going to become even better at detecting things like fake news, misinformation, and low-quality content.
Right.
So if you want your content to be seen and trusted by AI, it needs to be like rock solid in terms of accuracy and credibility.
So basically, it all comes down to like good old-fashioned journalism principles.
Yes.
Fact-checking, verifying our sources, and citing those sources really well.
Exactly. And those principles are going to be even more important in the age of AI because AI is basically going to amplify the reach of both good and bad information. So it's up to us as content creators to make sure we're only putting out stuff that's, accurate, reliable, and trustworthy.
So think before you publish.
Yeah.
And always double-check your facts.
Exactly. Your future self and the AI will thank you for it.
Okay, I think we've given our listeners a lot to chew on today. Is there
Yeah.
anything else you want to add before we sign off?
Just this. Don't be intimidated by GEO. Embrace it. It's a fantastic opportunity to create even better content and, connect with your audience on a deeper level.
Beautifully said. And remember, this is just the beginning of the AI revolution in search.
Yeah.
So stay curious, stay informed, and keep experimenting. Who knows what amazing things we'll be able to do with AI in the years to come.
The future is bright and it's powered by AI.
I love it. That's it for our deep dive into GEO. We hope you found it insightful and, most importantly, actionable. If you want to explore this topic further, we've got some links to resources in the show notes. This podcast was brought to you by Liminal MarTech. Liminal is the first Portuguese company specialized in strategic consulting and marketing operations. If you want to grow your business and deliver better customer experiences with marketing technologies such as CRM, automation, and BI, go to www.liminal.pt and find out how. www.liminal.pt to know Salesforce, HubSpot, Zoho, or Ample Market Solutions.